This is located at 3800 Corkscrew Road in Estero, Florida. Hey guys, welcome to another adventure at Malibu and Dad. Well, today we've got a unique story, some history came across here in South Florida. So come along with us as we check out the Koreshan Unity Settlement, which is going to be quite the unique story, and I think if you watch to the very end, we'll put everything in perspective for you. So come along with us. So this is the members of the Koreshan Unity, and the founder is Dr. Cyrus Koresh, Hebrew for Cyrus, that he established. And this is his story back in 1894. And like I said, he started off as a doctor in Chicago, and he had this, I guess, incident that occurred with him where he lost consciousness, and all this came to him, and he kind of believed that he was a prophet. He kind of believed that he was the next Messiah. So as crazy as it sounds, there's one thing that we have to take in consideration with this story, even though it's about a religious sect that was very much of their own beliefs and believed that one day he would reincarnate and actually becoming the Messiah of this sect and the world. That even though it is crazy, this was his belief, and the Constitution covers us when it comes to freedom of speech and freedom of religion. So at first when I saw the story, I started thinking, wow, kind of kooky, but you know what? It is history, and it is about, you know, what we believe constitutionally, that everybody has a right to their own freedom of religion. So it's a very interesting story in many depths and levels. So I want to try to get that to you, and just bring that out front for you guys to understand. So welcome along as we journey through this unique property and story here in South Florida. And the first place we take you to here is the actual playhouse, and this is where the sect came together. They had their own musical groups, they had their own plays, and this is where they had them. And lots of people came. And but they were here too, along with this set, you know, visiting them. So they were very prominent here for a while in Lee County, and this is all part of the story. So this is Cyrus Teed's home. He died in 1908. This is the original house. And he was the head leader here. He was a doctor who started this sect. So this is a very old home here, being one of the first structures built. This reminds you of old Florida, man. I mean, it's just like a cracker home. Of course, that one's pretty wore out and dated. But wow, still pretty preserved, pretty nice. You can just see him sitting on this chair right here, and just looking out over his crazy little community he built. There's a home where all the ladies lived. And supposedly, what it said is they were all celibate. You know, there was no sex happening here. This was a very tight-knit sect, and they believed in, you know, just community living and being very to themselves and growing their community. And you can see the roadways. There's fruit trees on the property. This home is pretty original. Let's take a look at his house. And they had their own industry here.
During his final
They were a pretty
isolated himself in the founder's house. He suffered unbearable.
pretty community
He
here.
moved from the founder's house
Has
to
their
a
own
house
band.
in Fort Myers Beach, where he passed away on
And you can come here and come to his house and play a video here.
Newspapers across
for
the
you.
country reported that T's body was not rising. His followers were worried, so they put T
Here's a picture of his living room.
hoping he'd reanimate, but instead he began to decompose. 5 days later, the health department ordered T to be buried. So
Wow.
the tomb was built above the sand.
It's very nice.
T's body safe while waiting for him to resurrect. The tomb was destroyed in a hurricane. Abigail and William Ukraine, the senators
So when Mr. Koresh passed away, this was his stone here that was on his grave. The grave was subsequently washed away during a hurricane, but this stone survived. That's the only thing left of his grave today, and they've got it here in the house. So I thought that'd become neat to add that into the video. This story takes so many turns, and there's so many people involved with this story. It's just amazing. The more I dig into it, the more I learn, the more neat it becomes. So I encourage you guys, come on out and check it out for yourselves. This place is just absolutely neat. The story is remarkable once you get through it all. So we'll show you some more. This is where his home was. Malibu's having a good time traveling, learning some history of Florida that none of us knew about till now. And now you do too. So another neat thing here is they grew bamboo here. There's some bamboo close to the home. And we saw some really cool mango trees also. This is the bamboo area next to the water. And you can tell that bamboo's been here a while. Really pretty. So Thomas Edison was actually the one who lived close by, and he traded seeds and actually gave them the seeds for the bamboo to be grown here in their little bamboo forest. And right here is part of the lake water area next to the bamboo. And I guess they would come out here and either swim and hang out. You know, back then the property was, still is heavily wooded, but they cleaned a lot of it up and just made it the community that it is. So they flourished for a while, and they built this community to bring back their new Jerusalem, which I thought was going to be their promised land, to build this world of theirs and their religious beliefs. And this all started. So let's check out some more of the houses on the property. And once again, guys, what's neat about this whole adventure is you can come out to the park here and it's free to visit. So pretty neat. So we're walking some of the grounds out here. We were just over there by the water. It's just beautiful out here, guys. You know, still South Florida. Still beautiful tropical trees and plants. Really nice. This is one of the bridges here they built during the time of the settlement. And one was taken away in the hurricane, so it was redone, rebuilt by the state. I don't know if it was this one or not. But very tropical here. trails all throughout so you can visit. I guess they have the old bridge shut down again for repairs. And I believe this is the one I heard was redone due to the hurricane taking the old one out. But they kept it pretty true to architecture. So when you look at it, it actually is pretty neat looking. Got a big cross in the middle. That's pretty neat. So here's more of the bamboo forest. And I mean, it's all over the place. Very beautiful bamboo. And I use bamboo for all kinds of things. But I don't see any structures here made of bamboo, so don't know if they harvest this for anything else. And there's some more homes back here. But the landscape here is just unbelievable. Very pretty. And I think they carved this all out by hand. I mean, this is all very, very built up with all kinds of trees and brush. And they just made a really nice community out of it. So kudos to the Koreshans for working so hard. And I think that's a big thing. They were really into hard labor, and there were some mosquitoes back then that would carry you away. How some of these people came down here and joined this set and then endured some of the hardships and the summer heats. I mean, just right now it's baking. I mean, it's hot. There's no mosquitoes out right now, but I can't even imagine what they went through back then, trying to clear this land in this heat. So, pretty remarkable. All right, guys. So let me get this straight. This is Michaela Hedwig. She was born in Germany, and she fled Germany. She was Jewish, and the German Nazis were taking over Germany and killing the Jews, and well, she was able to escape. She came here. She became one of the last followers of this religious sect, and this is where she's buried. And just prior to her death, she gave this property away to the state of Florida to start this park in the name of the Koreshans that started this. So here's a remarkable ending for her. Started off as a persecuted Jew in war-torn Germany, and ended up here and tried to save this community, to no avail, obviously, but she gave it her best, and here she is to lie and rest here on the property. So thanks to her, the story was brought down and passed on to you guys. And so it's sort of kind of a neat thing, the way history works, all the way from Nazi Germany to here. And the home you see over there is where the other women lived prior to their death also. And if you look up in the history, or look up, there's a program, gets a little more in depth about the religion and what they believed in. But the 7 women who lived in that home there represented 7 different planets of the solar system, and they were part of being the leadership, so to speak, of the set. That's the way it ran. But truthfully, he ran everything. I mean, he was the final say in this religion, and they were just kind of figureheads in the religion. But they're all celibate. There were no children past the ones that came here. Some stayed and continued on and died off, and some left, became successful, and came back. And there is to this day a new leadership that runs the foundation that are some of descendants of this original set. So it's quite a unique story. Like I said, lived in Florida all my life, and to see this unwind and learn about this is kind of neat. A little bizarre, but you know what? It has so many levels that are really cool too. And part of it being the freedom of religion, which, you know, is a staple of our Constitution. And it's neat how they came down here trying to live a new world and live in this community. And big part of what happened to them here as they grew bigger and bigger and stronger in their development in their town, they got politically involved. And this is where the bakery was. During some of that political involvement, their votes were non and voided out because part of the Democratic Party didn't want who they wanted to run for president. So I thought that was another facet that's really neat about the story. So they formed their own little political group too. So check that out if you get a chance. Here's the inside of the Koreshan bakery. So here's a little something I'll read to you. It's called "In the Name of Humanity." Dr. Cyrus Reed Teed, founder of the Koreshan Unity and president of the Koreshan University of Chicago, established in 1893 his College of Life in Estero, Florida, as a cooperative community in the spirit of Christ's teachings. We live inside a world the Koreshans believe. As the earth is the universe with life and the celestial bodies and spheres manifest inside the world, measurements of the concave curvature of the earth were derived by Koreshan geostaff in 1897 in Naples. So in a nutshell, try to explain this because it's all crazy to me too, is part of their religious belief was that they lived on the inside of the world, that they didn't live on the surface of the earth. We actually lived inside of the earth, and the earth had a very thick crust, and that's what they believed, and that was part of their religion and what they believed, that they lived on the inside of the earth, not the other way around. So another crazy fact about this religious sect called the Koreshans. He was a very intelligent guy. I mean, he was a doctor, but you know, intelligence and sometimes book smarts and college degrees don't equal up to wisdom. And I think that's what Dr. Cyrus Reed Teed lacked. He lacked wisdom when it came to things, but that was his religious belief. You know, I'm not of his belief in any shape or form. I am a Christian, so I don't believe in a lot of things what they were believing in for certain. But that's why you need wisdom, and I think God gives you wisdom, and that's something that they lacked, because he thought he was going to be reincarnated, and he actually passed away right behind his house right there. And the members were told to take his body out, put it in the bathtub, and he was going to resurrect. Well, a week went by and he didn't resurrect. Mold started growing on his body, and some of the kids of the sect were saying, "Hey, what's that?" You know, and they would tell him, "Oh, that's a living life force of change coming out of him. You know, he's coming to life and he's going to be resurrected." Well, sooner than later, thank God, the officials said, "Listen, you need to bury that body. You know, it's becoming to be a little too crazy. It's illegal at this point, and let's get him buried." So that's when he was buried. Supposedly they posted guards at his gravesite. For how long that continued, I don't know, in case he ever resurrected. To this day, he's still somewhere out in the ocean where he got washed out. Nobody knows that he's ever been resurrected or not. I don't think so. So ultimately this set died because of its crazy beliefs. And this is why history is important, guys, because there have been fanatics like this in the past, obviously, and I'm sure there are going to be fanatics like this in the near future. And people who believe crazy people like this is what happens to them. They just turn to dust, and you got an empty colony here of people who believed some craziness that some man was saying. So anyway, I'm not here to judge. I'm just kind of giving you the story of how they ended up and how it all worked out for them with the whole resurrection thing, that they believed this guy was going to be resurrected. Obviously didn't happen. So anyway, still a neat story. I hope you enjoyed so far. And this is it in a nutshell, where they were all based. Now it's a state park. So let's take a look at some more stuff. So this is the celestial home of the 7 women who were part of the set. Like I said earlier, they were the 7 women of the known 7 planets in our solar system at the time. And that was part of their religion, and they lived here in this home together, all 7 women. And this is where they coexisted and did everything together. They stayed true to the faith and with him even up to his passing, and sooner and later they all passed away also, just like he did. And that's pretty much what caused this religion to die out. They were all celibate, and they all lived here, and this is the home. So part of the story, part of the religion. It's a beautiful old place. Kind of neat that they preserved it so well. And this is where it was at. And they lived right across from his place. Obviously, whoever's doing the building did a good job, because these structures are still very strong and still look very good for what happened to this area when the hurricanes hit. Ended up washing his body away, and some of the bridges. These houses are still remaining. How much they had to rebuild or fix, I don't know, but they look pretty good to this day. So here's a little bit of the interior of the home. Got a nice staircase, goes upstairs. So a big part about the house is that the 7 ladies who were the governing body of this religion all had a doorway in a room. The doorway, one for every room, one led to the outside and one led to the interior of the home. And all 7 women had the exact same thing. So these are the exterior doors, and back there were the interior. And all 7 women had this. I thought that was kind of neat. And them being the governing body, almost having the exact same size room, exact same layout. Very interesting. Hey guys. So in closing, I hope you enjoyed the Koreshan set home and homestead, so to speak, of this religious sect. Very interesting, because we just came upon this. We didn't really look it up. I'm just staying in the area, and I decided to make it for a really cool vlog, and I think it does. But you know, freedom of religion, that's a big part of the Constitution. It's what we believe in, and they had their freedom, and they did what they did. As strange as it may seem, maybe to some of you it seems normal, you know. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying that it's a neat story, because not only were they involved as people and human beings with their own beliefs, but they were involved politically. They met very influential people. They backed people up for presidencies that were voided out by other political parties. So they had a lot of the same struggles we have today, just in their time and their era. They had a believer who thought he was going to be the new Jesus Christ. Very crazy, to say the least, in my sense of thought. But this is what they believed in. This was what makes America great, is we can believe whatever we want to believe and have whatever religion we want to have. But it is history, guys. That's why I brought it to you. On a lighter note, I want to thank you for coming along with us today on this really neat find historically. I thank my wife Darlene for helping me along with this. It's a hot day in southern Florida. I want to thank you again, like I said, for viewing and watching this channel. Guys, if you know anybody who likes and you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up. I'd like to have some more subscribers. We're real close to 500, guys. Love to have you guys find some friends and turn them on to our channel here at Adventures Malibu and Dad, so we can bring more to you. You know, what really keeps us motivated here at the channel is that you guys give us those thumbs up, those comments, and most importantly is the subscriptions, because that tells us we're doing the right thing and you like what we're putting out, and it's kind of like our paycheck for what we're doing here. So thanks again, guys, for coming out on this adventure at Malibu and Dad. God bless you. I hope you guys are doing good. And until next adventure, bye-bye.